But let's keep it with news and updates then. And just a short while ago, you had Sony Picture Networks, which has said in their press release that Zee's notice to BSE and SE is an acknowledgement that they will not be able to meet the deadline of December 21st, which triggers an existing contractual provision in the deal. Let's understand the implications of this. Karan Taurani now joins in from Elara Securities. Karan, let's just get in a view because there's been so much flip-flop. Just last week, there was a request by Zee Entertainment to extend that deadline. What exactly is the implication of Sony Pictures saying that this triggers an existing contractual provision in the deal? This does not mean that by any means it's being called off, right?
Yes, absolutely. Zee actually, sorted for an extension of the deal, and Sony has, still to agree on the same. This is one thing that, the likelihood of the deal getting called off remains to be low, primarily because of this reason. Because if the deal was to be called off, this kind of extension wouldn't have been sought. Now, what we believe is that, negotiations are ongoing between both the parties. And we believe that, Mr. Puneet Goenka, wanting to be the CEO could be a potential roadblock here in terms of, the merger going through, in terms of, Sony, wanting or not wanting an extension. So we'll wait, in terms of how this thing actually pans out, the clarity over this. But again, we believe that there's a very low likelihood for now of the merger getting called off because, we don't foresee that, Mr. Puneet Goenka will not look at shareholder interest, the company interest, and just look at that one CEO designation and would want to compromise on this merger because a lot has been put in over the last 2 years by both the parties. So we do believe that the negotiations would reach a positive outcome and the merger should eventually go through.
Okay, fair enough. So now, is it just that both the parties are going to look now at the possibility of an extension of a deadline? What's the maximum that could potentially be, culled out according to you? And if you could just take us, backpedal a little bit as to how, when the talks first emerged in 2021, how things have really progressed from there on.
So I think if you look at this deal, the agreement was signed in 2021 and the cutoff date was the 21st, 22nd of December. And this clearly means that we're just 2 days away from that extension date. And if the extension does not happen for some reason, the agreement is ceased and the merger probably is called off. Now, the thing is that, extension herein, what we believe is that, Sony is not willing to, go for a further extension herein. That is primarily to do with the negotiations and the terms of the deal. Because we believe that there could be some kind of change in terms, because of Mr. Puneet wanting to be the CEO probably, and Sony not agreeing about the same because of the ongoing investigation of him. So I think the extension is primarily, basis that. So we believe that over the next 2 days we'll get clarity in terms of where that is heading. Otherwise, I think if the extension is sought for, we believe the extension could be for another 3 to 4 months, and that would primarily be for the regulatory approvals, which is from the MIB side, maybe a fresh approval with the ROC side for the new CEO, some kind of shareholder approval for the new CEO. It will not require any big regulatory hurdle in terms of a fresh NCLT approval because NCLT approval is not time bound. Secondly, if you look at NCLT approval, you're not bound. It's not bound to the CEO name or the CEO person in the agreement as such. So I think it's only some minor regulatory hurdles which will be cleared over the next 2 to 3 months, and then there'll be the delisting process which will happen and the record date will come in. So it's another 3 months if at all both parties mutually agree on the closing terms.
All right, just a quick check-in and a view from you on the stock price of Zee Entertainment. It's been nothing short of a roller coaster ride, Karan.
So I think in terms of stock price, definitely at 170, 180 levels, it was a compelling buy. Even right now, we believe that investors, should hold on to their positions because again, we do believe that there's a very high likelihood of this merger going through. We don't see, Mr. Puneet kind of, jeopardizing the position of the shareholders in the company, and we believe a positive outcome will emerge out of this. But fresh additions, I think, it's slightly risky at this point of time, just in case, something doesn't work out in their favor. But again, the next 2 days, we'll get more clarity. But a potential upside of another 25% is quite much possible from here on if the merger goes through.
Okay, good to have you, Karan. Thanks so much for joining in and putting all those details into perspective.